Hey there, card folk. Speedrobo here. With the Season 1 support for Vanguard 0 now concluded, I'm going to do a tier list for the current English format. Unlike my last tier list, I will not be doing any speculation listings. I will just be listing the clans that are currently out and where they stand. Except Neonectar. That's not out yet. I will still be ranking that. But with the new set dropped and everyone's hyped about it, I just wanted to get this new tier list out and done. So, Neonectar will be going on this list, even though it's not out in the English version quite yet. It will be soon. So there's a slight asterisk, so just so you know. Alright, let's get started. No further delay. Bermuda Triangle, with the buffs that I specifically complained about finally happening, we are no longer F tier, we are actually E tier. Why did these two buffs to the Riviera Ride Chain to make it not total dog shit, and Velvet Voice Reindeer to make her just a Shura Kaiser, bring us up a whole tier? Well, the answer is, now instead of our cards being 1,000 power less than everybody else's, we are at the same power. So while Bermuda Triangle as a whole still doesn't do anything, we're just bad versions of other clans with a lot of draw power, and draw power just isn't helpful, really. Very rarely is that helpful. We're still the worst clan, but we're no longer unplayable. You can now actually play Bermuda Triangle and win a few games, so that's good. Next, we've got Spike Brothers. Spike Brothers is in E tier, but better than Bermuda Triangle. I know that a lot of people are going to be really up in arms about this placement because, oh, Spike Brothers won a tournament, it's totally B tier. No. Spike Brothers is still bad. Winning a single tournament does not make the clan good. Especially since this game is 90% luck. Tournament results barely mean a thing. And I stand by that. This game is 90% luck, 8% money, 2% skill. That simple. In addition, let's break down what Spike Brothers currently have. They have inconsistent or expensive multi-attacking. Their best cards are Dudley Dan, a 4K grade 1 that can only go behind the Vanguard to do anything. General Siegfried, a Shura Kaiser, but really bad. Unite Attacker, the worst recycling trigger in the game because it goes to the bottom of the deck and doesn't shuffle it. Sure, there's ways to shuffle your deck, but now you have to then shuffle your deck in order to make any use out of that recycle. Skydiver, an on-hit Vanguard go into Soul, take a card from your hand and call it. Boy, I sure hope you have something that isn't just a perfect card in your hand, and that Skydiver is the first attack that you throw at your opponent's Vanguard. Hope that works out for you, bud. Oh yeah, and he has to be boosted. Oh yeah, and another one of your columns that is still standing has to be at around 21 to 23 in order for Skydiver to be worth a damn. Great. Sure, that's going to work out for you. And Unite Attacker, a garbage Mega Blast. We have Devil Summoner, which is Transriser, and that's good. And that's it. That's it. That's the entirety of Spike Brothers. Can it do multi-attacking? Yes, but its multi-attacking through Dudley Dan is expensive. Counterblast 2, lose a card from your hand to call a card from deck. That's a little pricey. The other way that you multi-attack is with General Siegfried. If you have open rear guards, you can call the triggers you drive check. So you have to remove your front row, which is your only means of defense, in the hope that you drive check a trigger, and that you can call that trigger, and that trigger's extra attack will be useful because your opponent won't get a damage check. No thank you! That's terrible! To top it off, he's 10k, he's not even 11. Sure, he swings for 13 when he's boosted. And he's going to be boosted by Dudley Dan, because that's your Vanguard booster, which is only 17, which guess what that doesn't hit? Oh wow, Cross Rides. Very bad. Skydiver, again, already complained about that. Has to hit Vanguard, goes into Soul, calls a card from hand, not deck, so you better have something useful in there. It's just, no. Spike Brothers is so bad right now. When it gets its Season 2 support, Spike Brothers is going to be like right here, but it doesn't have its Season 2 support, does it? It has its crappy Season 1 support and barely enough Grade 3s to make a full deck. No, Spike Brothers is the second worst clan in the game. Deal with it. And speaking of, looks like we're just moving straight up from the bottom. Next is Pale Moon, D tier. Pale Moon's, the only thing it has going for it is multi-attacking that's slightly consistent just because it can hit, some of their attacks can hit anything. And Counterblast 1, tag a card in and out of Soul. So by doing Soul Charging or carefully targeted Soul Charging, you can put a bunch of Grade 2s in there, have a defensive line and extra attacks. It's not terrible. Pale Moon's big weaknesses come from the fact that they don't really have a good card to go on Vanguard. Their pool of 11Ks is limited to Mistress Hurricane. And that's it, I think. Which isn't great, because you really need some 11Ks in order to solo the opponent's Vanguard and just not get completely dicked on when it's your opponent's turn. So yeah, that's not great, and that's Pale Moon's big weakness right now. Also, multi-attacking is not the best way to deal with your opponent's board state. So yeah, D tier is unfortunately where it's going to be. Next, we have Neonectar. Neonectar lives in C tier. It has a decent 11K in the form of Trailing Rose. The Gene Call Chain is actually pretty solid. It gives you a recycling heal and the ability to call a bunch of Grade 2s. It's basically Grand Blue, but not quite as good. It's Grand Blue with a Night Mist that isn't as good as Night Mist, but the rest of the cards are slightly better than Grand Blue. So it's around C tier. Next, as we were talking, Grand Blue, right up there in B tier. Night Mist is just that broken. So Grand Blue's Grade 3 lineup is pretty bad. Spirit Exceed's the only card that's, like, relevant. Because it can solo against Crossrides. It's got 11 base when you successfully do its whole thing, which there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to. The Superior Ride is very consistent. And Night Mist is just completely broken. Like, Grand Blue pretty much auto wins against everything below it on the tier list, just because none of these really have a way to deal with Night Mist reliably. The only thing that they've got is, oh, we can multi-attack it, I guess, maybe sometimes if things go really well. Oh, cool. That's it. That's the only thing that they've really got. And that's not great. That is just not great. Next on the tier list, Nova Grappler. We're going to put Nova Grappler in B tier. So, the reason why I'm putting Nova Grappler in B tier, again, a little bit of a controversial pick. A lot of people feel it's A tier. Restanding isn't a good mechanic when your opponent gains power every time you hit them. It's just not. Nova Grappler's best deck is Perfect Riser, and Perfect Riser is just bad Majesty Lord Blaster. So, it's not great. Best thing it has going for it, honestly, is Transriser. Transriser's a really solid card. That's good. That helps the Riser deck out a lot. It's got decent consistency, decent draw power. It's decent in a lot of areas, but its core gimmick of restanding is just so bad, I gotta put it in B tier. Next, you've got Oracle Think Tank. Oracle Think Tank actually lives right between these two. Worse than Nova Grappler, slightly better than Grand Blue. And Oracle Think Tank is actually really similar to Grand Blue in a lot of ways. It has one completely broken card, and then the rest of the clan is just dog shit. Because everything that this clan does, except for Silent Tom, is draw cards. And drawing cards puts you down in E tier with Bermuda Triangle. But Silent Tom is so completely broken that Silent Tom is B tier. Oracle Think Tank is F tier. But Silent Tom is so broken. Okay, so Silent Tom itself is like an S tier card. Triple S tier. Completely busted. But Oracle Think Tank is like F tier. So we're splitting the difference and calling it B tier. And that's the thing. Like, you run 4 Silent Tom, and then the rest of your deck in Oracle Think Tank basically doesn't matter, because everything else in it is complete garbage. A tier. You got Dimension Police. Having an extra crit on your Vanguard every single turn, pretty good. Does Dimension Police do anything else? No. Still pretty good. And so there you go. A tier. Next, Royal Paladin. It's an S tier clan right now. I feel like in the future it shoots down to A, but right now, it's sitting in S. Having a cross ride is really good. Yeah, I'm calling Majesty Lord Blaster a cross ride. Feel free to quibble in the comments. Actually, go ahead and quibble against me in the comments on this. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Really helps out, so please do. And, yeah. Extra power's good. Extra crit on your Vanguard every single turn's good. You've got Blaster Blade for retire option. Solid clan. It's basically Dimension Police, but better. So, yeah, S. Then you've got Dark Irregulars. Dark Irregulars, I feel, has gone a little bit from S down to A. It's still got everything that makes Dark Irregulars great. Arguably the best retire clan in the game, and its attacking power is second to none. The only problem is that right now, it doesn't have a cross ride, and that kind of hurts it. So that's why I'm putting it down in A tier rather than S. I still stand by that Dark Irregulars is one of the best clans in the game, easily in the top 5 right now, and I do highly recommend playing it. Super good clan. Shadow Paladin, easy, S tier. Retire power, draw power, consistency boosting, best ride chain in the game. That ride chain ends in a cross ride. What does that cross ride do? Oh, not much. Just gives you an extra crit and lets you blow out your opponent's interceptors. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Because it is. Best clan in the game, completely broken. Hi, my name's Kagero. Get out of here, scrubs. Alright, so if you're playing against Kagero, don't even worry about putting grade 2s in your front row, because that doesn't matter. They just ignore them. And Blockade is still broken. Amber Dragon is the second best ride chain in the game, still. Dragonic Overlord The End is ridiculously overpowered. I would love to draw 2 cards when my attack hits. Yes, I would love to do that. Oh, I also get to restand my Vanguard? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Do I lose any drive checks for that? No? Okay, cool. Where's the downside? No downside? Oh. Okay, cool. And I'm also a cross ride? Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds totally fine. No problems there. Absolutely no balancing problems whatsoever to be found here. This is fine. Oh, and the base form of my cross ride just is awesome and really good? Yeah? Okay. Okay, cool. Just checking. Yeah. There you go. That's the tier list. Wanted to do it very quickly of like, oh, what's the updated tier list? Things are getting a little bit closer together, but not close enough. These should be here, and these should be here, and then I'd be happy with the list. But as it stands, there's still a 1, 2, 3, 4 tier gap between the bottom and the top, and that's a lot. Like, basically, if you aren't playing one of these, you should play one of these, because they're demonstrably better than everything below them. Like, these are very hard, big tier gaps. And, again, this is probably very controversial, and I'm most likely going to get some dislikes and some angry comments. But this is just, like, my opinion, man. And if you disagree, let me know. Alright, that's it for now. Just a short, quick video. Hope you enjoyed. I've been Speedrobo, and I'll see you later.